For today's tutorial, we're going to make my very first, maybe not your very first, but I'm going to make my very first wreath. My mom used to make wreaths all the time, and she used to do them with dried flowers and with ribbons and bows, and I've never been a great ribbon bow worker, but I've seen some really cool different ideas and inspiration on Pinterest. Go check out Pinterest and then just type in paper wreath. You will be blown away by all that you see. This is an adaptation of a couple different things out there. I can't necessarily give any one person credit for this, but go type that in and you'll see like there's a lot of different ideas out there for this. So this isn't not to give one person a shout out, it's just I don't even know who to give credit for because there's a lot of different adaptations of doing this. So what I'm going to do is, instead of, and I know a lot of tutorials I saw use styrofoam as the wreath base, but I thought it would actually be cool to see some more of the wicker. This was, I actually found at a rummage sale for 25 cents, so I didn't have to go out and spend a lot of money on this, and I didn't really care, and I thought I could really change it out for different seasons, and I could put in flowers or ribbon. I'm going to use raffia, and we're going to use the Yuletide Carol paper collection from Close to My Heart. I did a scrapbook layout with this, and I love this paper. Isn't that just like awesome? I mean, the ivy on here, the colors are just really beautiful. Using both sides, actually I'm going to set this one aside because I don't know how many strips we're going to need. So I don't want to waste and cut one up if I don't need it. But I wanted to use these different papers and really make this a fun, beautiful wreath, and then have some raffia going around it as well. So let's set the wreath aside for the moment while I get out my paper trimmer. I'm going to start by cutting off of the designer paper the ends, because I can use this as trim on other projects later on. So I don't want to mess that up for now. This Christmas is going to be very different for me and my family. I don't know about you, and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I'm really not sure. Things have really taken a dramatic change. Sean has recently moved quite a bit closer. He was in Pennsylvania, and he moved to Chicago. So the kids will get to spend time with their dad. Actually, I could have done all 4 layers at once. I'm doing 1.5 inch strips of 12 inches, 1.5 inch wide, okay? Just so you know what I'm doing. Anyway, all that to say, this Christmas, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out for my family. And I know that sometimes holidays can create this like sense of just stress and urgency and hustle and bustle and gift giving and money spending and debt increasing and all kinds of crazy. And what I really wanted to encourage you with is to take a step back from that, which I know people tell you to do throughout the year. I'm not the only person to mention that or to say that. But really, 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 truly enjoy the moments of it. Enjoy time with the kids and really reflect on what really, really matters. There are so many people, and maybe you're one of them, who don't have family at all that they can go to over the holidays. And you can really be a light to them and encourage them. And it's amazing to me. I have spent time in Bible studies, and just even last year, where there were so many different perspectives. I was one that was just dreading. There are so many people that dread the holidays, and the seasonal anxieties and depressions set in, and there are some people that are just like, oh my gosh, my family's awesome and I'm so excited and it's just amazing. And people come at it from so many different walks of life. And what I just really want to encourage you with, as we're going through these 12 days of tutorials and gift giving, is to really think about, you know, it doesn't have to be about the latest, greatest TV and the latest, greatest whatever. Not that they're not fun things, but you can be doing so much to help others during this time of year and throughout the year as always. And I don't know. I just felt like I really wanted to say that because I know there's so many different sides to it. There's the people that are truly excited and they're decorating and they're celebrating, and then there's those that are just dreading. And it shouldn't be like that, and it unfortunately is. So be the light. Be something that shows an amazing love and an amazing unselfishness in a very, very, very selfish world. Make gifts this year for friends and family. Don't feel like you have to go out and drive yourself into debt just because it's what's expected of you. Set a new expectation. Honestly, it's not... The highest and hardest expectations are the ones we set on ourselves. I love decorating and making things fun, but as soon as it becomes something that isn't fun and it's a stress and I have to do it, it needs to stop. And that's a personal thing. I know not everybody feels that way. I know there's different personality types going, Megan, what the heck are you talking about? I'm done watching your video now. But hey, I enjoy it. I like showing ideas. I love crafting, and I love making gifts for friends and family. And, you know, I don't know. I want to encourage and inspire you with that for today. All right, so 1.5-inch strips of paper. I've got lots of it, so I probably won't need any more than what I already have. What I'm going to do is make a pretty cool big size wreath. This is a 13-inch round wreath, and I'm just going to basically take my glue glider on one side of the end and essentially fold this in the middle. Okay, so glue glider is going on here, and I am just adhering the tops together. And then I'm going to take my corner chomper and I'm rounding the corners all the way around. Okay, I'm going to do the 1/2-inch corner round. All right, so you could actually do this before you adhere it, but it lines up a lot better to have it adhered that way. Okay, does that make sense? I've seen some people do it as pennants. You can do it all kinds of different ways, but I just wanted to do it rounded. So this is my own take on it. Yeah, so then what I'm going to do is take my next strip. Permatack will work just fine for this, for my adhesive people out there. Permatack from Glue Glider. Adhere it to the top, and you're just slightly overlapping and then adhering, and then 1/2-inch corner rounding. And you should be able to move this around and overlap, and then you could use a little bit more adhesive as you go. But as long as you have 12-inch long strips, you can essentially just keep going and going and going and going. And I found 1.5-inch wide when I was messing around with sizes is a pretty good size. You can do up to 2 inches, but then it actually gets a little harder for the overlap and to complete. So, and then 1 inch, it just, I don't know, it seems too thin. Personal opinion. It's all your preference, though. All right. Whoops, why did I close that? All right, so we're just going to keep going around. As you can see, I'm just working it and then kind of pausing, you guys, and you can see what I'm doing. But I did want to just throw out one little other piece of maybe like encouragement and way to think about things is that, you know, you don't have to be one of those people that go deeper and deeper into debt and stress and stress. There are so many ways to learn new skills around the holidays, and not in a stressful, oh my gosh, this is so difficult kind of way, but so many different ways to learn skills, to make gifts for friends and family. There's so many creative ideas out there to help you save money, but now more than ever, opportunities abounding to earn money. And I've gotten very, very passionate about helping other women start businesses creatively, in a creative field or otherwise, you know, whatever their heart's passion are in achieving goals and really making a difference and an impact. And how so many other successful women, whether they feel like they're entrepreneurs or not, have done it, and how, you know, you can do it too. And I just wanted to kind of open your mind, challenge you to that today, that if you are feeling like, I just can't take it anymore, I feel like I'm just constantly striving, I can't make ends meet, I can't balance it all, I can't handle it anymore, you know, I feel like I'm gonna snap, I can't go another day of life being, there has to be more than just this, and there has to be more than, you know, I see these other people making it, how are they doing it? Well, we're putting those pieces together for you. And I just want to encourage you to go ahead and to reach out to me or to someone else that you see succeeding in an area you want to succeed in, and go after it. Like, just start going after it one way or another, whatever it takes, however that looks, you can do it. And I just wanted to I just wanted to say that today. In the midst of, you know, making fun Christmas items and different DIY projects and scrapbook layouts and cards that are so much fun, there are real people that are really, really hurting. And I just want you to know, from an Above Ruby Studio standpoint and a ByMeganElizabeth.com standpoint, I really do pray by name for people in the comments, you know, that do purchase, that I interact with on Facebook and other things. It's a big world, and there's a lot of people. And I really do, I don't know, I'll be honest, like really honest with you. Over the past 5 years on this journey, where my heart started with it to where it is now, to where it went to where it is now, is totally different than I could have ever imagined. Totally different than I could have ever imagined. And to be really, really real and vulnerable, and hopefully you hear my heart and you don't judge my vulnerability, because that's always a risk when you put yourself out there online. People judge you anyway, so just be yourself, right? I lost some of my heart. I started really striving. I started really trying to figure out that more. I started really trying to get consumed and overwhelmed by not necessarily sales, but numbers. I'm a goal-driven, goal-oriented person. Achieving goals is what I love to do, and I love teaching others how to do, and I'm very successful at that. I've been for a long time, and that's not tooting my own horn. I believe with my whole heart that's a gift from God. It was something that He placed in me at a young age to work in a hair salon and to help guide women in their 40s and 50s, even at 19 years old, into achieving goals and how to make that happen and where to get the clarity and to do some of those things. That's not something I take lightly. And I'm thankful for it. But there's a difference. And it's only been over the last, honestly, year. And I can say this now because I have come back through it. And it's been about a year now where I've realized that. Like, I realized where I was just striving and I was beating my head against a wall in this striving, frustration, nausea. I don't want to say victimhood because I've never felt or labeled myself as like a victim, but in a sense, that's what was being portrayed and put out, even though it was a victim to myself. And I don't know. I don't know why during this video I feel so compelled to just say, like, if this is resonating with anyone out there, reach out to me. I will pray for you and help any way that I can. However that looks like, and know that you're not alone. Just know that you're not alone. So, yes, that's what I wanted to say about that today. All right, I may need to cut up a few more strips of paper because it doesn't seem like, I didn't do the whole thing before and I thought this was going to be enough, but we'll see. I also am using more of this particular piece of paper. You can see this one is this and this than I am others, so I may just need to use this one again, but that's okay. Cut more of this particular sheet. So yes, there's a lot of talking for something that's just basically layering paper on top of paper here, but I hope it encourages your heart just a little bit. And even if it's only one of you, I'm so blessed. I have 26,000 YouTube subscribers. That's honestly such a miracle and such an amazing thing. And something that I don't take lightly. I never took lightly, but I took for granted in the wrong way. I really did. And I just want you to know that. And yeah. Okay, I need that other piece of paper. What did I do with it? Oh no! Is that the one that Alright. Just need to cut up a few more 1.5 inch strips. And then I'll show you what we're going to do next. Be right back. This makes a huge wreath. I'm just saying. It'll look really cool on a front door though. If it's not in the weather, of course, because this is paper, remember. Keep that in mind. And I'm just going to smush these together when we come to the end a little bit to get one more strip in. Just kind of smush them. They overlap really nicely. So you should be able to get a good, decent smush in if you need to. Place that down. Now I have some raffia, and I like to open it up. Raffia does open up. Takes a little bit of work, and you want to be careful not to rip it because it's kind of fragile. But you can really have some fun wrapping this around. You can. Like, you can wrap it in between each and every single one. To me, I like the way it looks. I'm kind of want to show it to you. And what that kind of feels like, looks like. It does tie together some of those like gaps really nicely for you. I'm just going to tie it off with this. This is going to be what I hang my wreath with. So I just want to make sure I have it opened up nicely. Actually, I can just unravel some of this and cut it off. About to there. And then just untwist and unravel. And yes, I do need to go back through and finish all the corner chumping. And really, because this is so big and because of camera angles and stuff, I'm going to have to just take a picture and show you what the finished thing looks like. But we're going to do a little bit more decorating on it. And I want to be careful that it doesn't get too heavy. But this is where the gap kind of is, by the way. I'm actually going to tie it in like a little knot. You could make a big bow with it if you wanted to. Actually, let's make a big bow with it. I want to. I don't do good bows. I don't. I'm not a bow person. It's all about the twisting and the fluffing, really, to make a good bow. You could do a lot with it, though. My mother, she's a good bow person. She made really cool wreaths when I was younger. Okay. Finally, all the corners around it, all the way around. All right. Now what I'm going to do is along the bottom, because that's where the weight is going to mostly fall. Put this back here. I'm going to do just a little bit more decorating. And there's some really cool sequin assortment stickers that come in the Yuletide Workshop on the Go kit, and I just wanted to place some sequins around on the wreath. I just thought it would give a little bit of sparkle and shimmer, of course, which we all love. Just be kind of sporadic and random about it. There's no real rhyme or reason. I'm just sticking them on, and they're pretty lightweight, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about you know, ripping paper or anything along those lines. And there's different sizes too, which is really cool. And then there's some really cool other embellishments in there as well. And I just wanted to use this metal one. And I wanted to use the one that said peace, just really tiny and subtle right down here along the red, that it folds in together. And you could add a little bit more to it as you go. Use one of the strips from the end pieces. This one says Joyous Noel. And so I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut it into a little pennant. Just like that. And then a little bit of adhesive on the back there. Just stick that right down. And just make that all kind of come together and stand out perfectly. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening to a little bit of my personal story, checking out this other tutorial, and lots more coming with our great 12 days of 2014 but these tutorials will be up all year long. So I hope you enjoy them and implement them for different holidays and fun. Have a great day. Bye-bye.